magical star beings, this is Psychic Siren Tyra and welcome to the channel. In today's reading we're going to be taking a look at what would a tarot reader tell you about your person. So let's take a look at all your piles, take a look at the pile with the person on your mind and see which one you are most drawn to. So for pile number 1 we have Strawberry Obsidian, and we have the Ten of Earth. For pile number 2, we have Tiger's Eye. And we have the Three of Air. And for pile number 3, we have Fluorite. And we have Healing. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile you're most drawn to, the one that is calling out to your soul the most, and that will be your pile for today. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose the Strawberry Obsidian Crystal and the Ten of Earth, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what would a tarot reader tell you about your person. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. We're going to start off with your tarot cards. So let's just shuffle the tarot deck nicely. So spirit guides on my pile number 1s. Spirit guides on my pile number 1s. May we please look into what would a tarot reader tell my pile number 1s about their person? What would a tarot reader tell my pile number 1s about their person? Let's look at these 5 cards first. So we have the Self. We have Intuition, mostly Major Arcana. Interesting. We have Journey. So this Major Arcana is much different than the normal Rider-Waite Tarot. We have Perception. So interesting that we see a cat here because I saw a vision of a cat before starting with your reading. Very, very cool. I mean, you have 4 different Major Arcana. What would a tarot reader tell my pile number 1s about their person? We have the Ten of Water, Ten of Cups. So 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, and Major Arcana. That looks really good. We have the King of Water. We have the 9 of Wands, the 9 of Fire. And then we have the 7 of Fire. Interesting. We do have an extra card, the King of Fire. I may pull more cards as I go along if I want to get more about your connection as well. But let's just see how we get into the reading. Yeah, at the back of the deck we have the Father. So now we're using the... Ooh. You have like 3 different cards. Okay. I guess we're gonna have to make space here. So let's try this. And there's 2 cats here. Interesting. So we have Labradorite, South Node, and Boundaries. And we have Larimar with Neptune and Perspective. Where are we going to put the other card? Okay, we have Malachite with Uranus and Eudaimonia. I don't know how to say that word. Sorry about that. So let's just put that here. At the back of the deck, we have Desert Jasper, Vesta, and Resolve. So what I want to say straight away is it's 4:44 on the clock. 1444. So I was also seeing a vision of salt, and salt to me always reminds me of protection. The first thing a tarot reader would tell you about your person is that you and your person are protected, both of you, and that your connection is protected by the divine. And with these doves here, I get the vibe of angels, the divine. What a tarot reader would tell you, firstly, is we have perspective here and perception. Something about this message is important. Something about the journey being important, and boundaries with the cats and boundaries here. Okay, the cats are showing up twice, well, 3 cats here, and here we see a lion. So something about the cat symbolism is showing up strongly. Something about the butterfly symbolism too. Well, that kind of looks like a moth. So that's what I want to say right off the bat. I'm seeing so much information, but I want to try organize my thoughts. Maybe the reader would see a lot very quickly. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, I want to talk a little bit about what I see about the connection. So I see the reader maybe saying to you that this is a very intuitive and spiritual connection. The reason I say so is because we have Uranus here and we have Neptune in the south node. But then we also have Labradite and Larimar. Labradite is a very spiritual connection. I mean, it's a very spiritual crystal. To me, like whenever I've used Labradite, it feels very spiritual and it feels very connected to those higher realms. And Larimar is that very oceanic crystal that connects to those deeper emotions. And Neptune connects to the planet of dreams. It's like the planet of dreams, the planet of all things magical and enchanting, and it intensifies our intuition. But it is also, I'm reading on Google, it's a higher octave of Venus, and it brings beauty to a higher, more spiritual level. Okay, and it's also the planet of inspiration. The South Node is what represents our past life energies, and Uranus here, it symbolizes innovation, technology, rebellion, breakthroughs, extremes, breakdowns, limitlessness, and being an outsider. So what I see here, I see the reader would maybe tell you about the connection a little bit first before they go into the person. So we'll see a little bit more about the connection if we have more time. But with the South Node I'm getting here, your reader would tell you that this person and you have had a past life tied to each other, that you have a past life connection, and that you two have maybe had many past lives together. And I think in your past lives, you learned a lot about yourselves in this connection. And even in this lifetime, I'm getting that very strongly. And I'm getting an energy of soul contracts, an energy of us learning about ourselves and having breakthroughs about ourselves while we are in this connection. Okay, and it kind of feels like we are showing each other a deeper part of ourselves through being in this connection, helping each other transform and find our limitlessness through the journey of love. The reason I say so is because we have the butterfly, which is transformation, and we have a lotus flower here, which is rebirth. We have a snake here, which is also transformation. So the reader would tell you that this connection is transforming you. And that the journey of this may have challenges, may have ups and downs with the Nine of Wands here. But in the end, it is worth it because it's bringing you a different perspective of yourself and love, and helping you grow, helping you weave the web of the reality you dream of, you both dream of. And with Neptune, there's an energy here of if you wish or if you dream to continue this journey after the soul contract has been fulfilled, after you've learned about yourselves if you wish to do that, you can continue that. So I see the reader maybe telling you a little bit about the journey, the soul contract you have together, what lessons you're going to learn together, stuff like that. And also more of the dreamlike perspective of maybe some past lives you've had together and how that has affected you, how you learned from that, how you grew from that. Okay. Reader may even tell you about some illusions that have played out within past lives that you broke or that you came to understand and learn through the connection in past lives. I'm getting that this connection is divine. That's what the reader would tell you, that this connection is divine, that this is almost like sent from the higher realms as a gift, as a blessing, I'm hearing. I'm really feeling the throat chakra energies. Either you or this person is learning a big lesson within this connection about boundaries, about speaking our truth. And what the reader would tell you is that this is a intensely spiritual connection, because I mean, we have Neptune, which is a very spiritual planet, and we have intuition. So the reader may tell you a little bit about this spiritual connection you have together, and maybe the type of connection you have together, tell you that it's a very intuitive and telepathic connection where you two have some kind of soul bond. I wanted to say soul tie, but Spirit is saying no, soul bond. Almost like soul family. But Spirit is telling me not to really put labels on this because this is a general reading with so many of you watching. So I think what Spirit wants me to emphasize is the fact that this is an intuitive connection, the fact that this is a journey, and it may not be easy, there may be challenges, but the way we perceive those challenges is the way the journey unfolds and how we essentially transform and how we create here, because we have the spider web. What the reader would emphasize on is having and learning strong boundaries and the energy of transformation taking place in this connection, as well as, you know how the cat can always land on its feet? So that message of protection is always coming through here. The energies of this connection being very divine. Heaven sent is the word I'm getting. And it would teach one of you to take back your power. I'm getting also lessons about being our authentic self, because here we see her with a fox mask and she's taking off the mask. So about the person, the reader would also tell you you are very intuitive and that your person may have gifts as well, but one of you could be more intuitive than the other, and one of you could be having those gifts but not really knowing yet that you have it. So what I'm getting about your connection and like your person, we spoke about your connection, what I'm getting about your person, the reader would tell you sort of like this person mirrors a lot of your own traits and qualities. With the self here, I'm getting, the reader would tell you that this person is very similar to you. You would see a lot of yourself in this person in some way. And that this person has a lot of the same values as you. That this person has a lot of the same wishes, wants, or dreams when it comes to love with Neptune. That this person maybe has a similar past to you with South Node, because South Node is our past, what we have already mastered and what we're already comfortable with. So the reader may tell you that this person has a similar upbringing to you or something along those lines. Even if it's not exactly the same, maybe you two went through similar things in childhood, similar traumas, similar kind of life circumstances is what I'm getting here. Okay, even if it's quite different, in an essence, it somewhat mirrors each other. And even your personalities and your values and your traits, okay? What the reader would tell you is that your intuition is going to unfold more and more and more. And both of yours, your connection to spirit is going to unfold more as you deeper your connection to the person. And also this essence of stepping into our soul purpose, as well as healing from heartache, because I'm feeling heartache in my heart. The reader would tell you, if you had not met this person yet and you were asking, that you would meet this person in divine timing, or at least whenever you have met this person within this lifetime, they would tell you that whenever you meet them is the right time. Whenever you meet them is when you're both ready for the journey to intertwine. And that to perceive it in a way where it's not a challenge, where you're not necessarily separated from the person because your hearts are linked together in some way. Because when we create a love with a person in a past life, it's eternal, you know? I think I watched that on Lexi the Leo's. I don't know why Spirit is telling it to me like that. Lexi the Leo's channel. I think she said that once. But like I'm hearing that almost like the love we create is eternal, even if we've experienced it in past lives. The reader may tell you something about like you or your person dreaming of each other before meeting each other, or some details about meeting each other, like if you hadn't have met them yet and you were asking like before, or if you met them and maybe like the reader wanted to confirm some things to you, like, oh, this is how you met them, blah 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 blah, to make you to make you see that the reading's accurate. Maybe I'm getting the reader would go off more of intuition and clairvoyance rather than just the cards, and also feelings with Larimar here, like intuitive feelings. The reader would tell you that your person is very authentic to themselves and that they're not someone to wear a mask. What you see is what you get with them, and that they're very truthful and honest and open with the person and the type of person they are. They tell you that this person's a very loving person, that this person's very innovative in some way. They're very sweet. And like the deer, they're very gentle. Here I see a deer in the background. Like the cat, they're also very independent. They always land on their feet and they have strong boundaries, is what the reader would tell you. The reader would tell you this person embodies this energy of fire and water at the same time. And the reader would tell you like your person is someone that is very outgoing, very, very much ambitious is the word I'm getting. Like, they essentially fight for what they want, even if there are certain challenges in the way. I'm seeing Shrek when he goes on the quest to Fiona, and he was kind of like determined. So the reader could tell you a little bit into like movies they see that represent, or certain symbols they see that represent your person or the connection. And I'm seeing the reader tell you like this person doesn't mind a challenge. They don't mind like fighting for what they want. They don't mind a challenge. Like they perceive it in a very different way, and that they perceive life as a journey. Like their perception of the world comes through in a very fiery way, in a very ambitious way, in a very passionate way. And they see life in more color than the usual person. And I think the reader would tell you that this person's very romantic. And if there were challenges in your connection, they would certainly put on the charm to not to manipulate you in any way, but to get your guard to be a little bit down, because you know how a cat's a little bit distant at first, but then it comes closer. In that sense, I see you as that cat, like where, let's say you had a fight with this person or a conflict. I see maybe the reader would say like your person would kind of like try to turn their charm on or try to romance you up. Or like if you're stressed out, like The reader may say your person may be romantic and do cute things for you, but also just romantic in general, not just when you're stressed out or when there are challenges. But yeah, I'm seeing that energy. I'm seeing the energy of like the reader telling you that your person is someone that wants marriage. I keep seeing rings. I keep seeing a union of two souls, and I keep seeing marriage. So they could say there's a potential of that here, a potential of that commitment, or like your person does want commitment. They would tell you that your person is very brave, very bold, very strong too. Like either physically strong or emotionally strong. They can withstand a lot. And they can transform through a lot, even have been going through a lot of challenges. They can allow those challenges and limitations to make them limitless in some way, if that makes sense. The reader would tell you that this person has also a lot of leadership qualities and that they're very romantic. I'm seeing something about you two potentially traveling together in the future, and that this person is also someone that does feel things deeper, but I think they only show this side of themselves to those closest to them, like almost like a crab or even like a cat. I think a cat's a better example of it because I think cats like they almost like they only come to you later on. They're a little bit distant at first, but then when you warm up to them, they're more cuddly towards you. So I think this reader would maybe tell you like this person does feel things deeply, but I don't think they share that side of themselves with everyone. I think they share that side of themselves with those they love, and that they want something more long term. That they may take things a little bit slow with you, but it doesn't mean they don't like you or love you. But it's because they really want to build something with you, a stable connection here with the Ten of Pentacles. And that this would be a very happy connection with the Ten of Cups. Even if there are challenges, this journey is beautiful and it will transform the both of you. She would also, or he or they would also tell you like, your person would be very grateful for you. And that your person could be a father or mother, or you two could have children in the future since this card is at the back of the deck. Anything else? Any other important information like about their connection, about this person? We have the scribe. I keep getting soul contracts. Body and mind. The Ace of Water, Ace of Cups, the Mother, Confirmation, and we have Abundance. I'm seeing the reader tell you, definitely this person in some way, essence, shape, or form teaches you to find your power in the most beautiful way, because we have the Ace of Cups next to it. I see this person like giving you a lot of love, giving you a lot of their heart, and courageously doing that in that sense where sometimes we fear love. Oh my gosh, like I want to show you something. Union, that's what I said before. I just split the deck open and saw that. It's like this type of energy where sometimes we may fear love, sometimes we might not want to open up our heart, but it's like courageously opening up our heart and letting that love in. Something about that is coming through, and allowing your mind to not let you fear the journey and rather embrace the journey. Because I see this energy here with the mother, even like this is a long-term connection. This is not just a short-term connection. This is what the reader would tell you. This is not just a short-term connection. This is someone you're going to have in your life for a long time. I mean, with all the major arcana, with the 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, we see this connection has an abundance of love. This connection is going to be a major part of your life, influence a major part of your journey and your life. And it's going to last a really long time. And you two actually taking it slow and steady in the beginning is actually going to build a good foundation for this connection to last. And this person is going to bring a lot of color into your life, even here with the rainbow, a lot of sweetness and romance into your life. I think what the reader would just remind you of is to have a body, mind, and soul connection, and to have independence and boundaries within and outside of the connection, to have that healthy balance. So this is what I have for you. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pal number twos. If you chose this Tiger's Eye crystal and the Three of Air, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what would a tarot reader tell you about your person. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. So, I kept seeing soul contracts, like a magical soul contract you have to this person, and I kept seeing butterflies over and over and over again. So let's see what your cards are. So spirit guides on my pile number twos. May I please look into the person on their mind? Okay, we have Herkimer Diamond, the Earth Star Chakra alignment, card 29. At the back of the deck, we have Lapis Lazuli, Third Eye, and Consciousness. Okay, for some reason, your spirit guides are guiding me to use another tarot deck for two cards like here. So this is very different. Spirit guided me to use this Chrysalis Tarot for two tarot cards. So spirit guides on my pile number twos. May we please tap into the person on their mind and what a tarot reader would tell them about the person on their mind. So we have the Ten of Mirrors, Ten of Cups, and we have the Golden Flower with Temperance. Interesting. At the back of the deck, we have Ten of Stones in reverse, which is a Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so now we're going to use the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. This was the Chrysalis Tarot. So spirit guides of pile 2, may we please tap into the energies of the person on their mind and what a tarot reader would tell pile 2 about the person on their mind. We have Journey. This card came out in pile 1. And pile 1 also had soul contracts and butterflies, but I feel the energy in your pile is different in a way. We have the Four of Earth. We have the Sage. We have the Ace of Water. We have the Five of Water. We have the Crone. Okay, at the back of the deck we have the Youth. And there's a bunch of cards that want to pop out, which I'm just going to put on the side. It's like a few different cards, so I'm just going to put them here. And then we'll look at them after we look at these cards. I may also take a look at the connection if there's time. Okay, so what Spirit's showing me? And just bear with me as I give this message. And if this message doesn't resonate, then this is probably not your pile. But you may also relate to pile 1 because there was a similar energy but different in a way. So I'm going to be very careful with the way I explain it here. When I was tapping into the energy, it felt very foreign to me, and it felt almost like this person could potentially hurt you in a way, like hurt your heart, you know. And I almost felt like I didn't like the energy at first, but now as I tap more into it, I'm beginning to understand it deeper. The reason I say so is, I mean, we start out with the Three of Swords and we have the Five of Cups here. And what I was getting is this soul contract is one that may not be easy. I said that to Pile 1, but this one's different. Pile 1 had challenges, but this one's different. It feels like when we start out the connection, we're young or younger. We don't have to be completely young, but we're younger. And the connection, like, this is what the tarot reader would tell you. But keep in mind, what a tarot reader tells you is also based on their own gifts and the way they perceive it. So if it doesn't resonate, then also, like, you don't have to force the message. So what I want to say is, like, at first I didn't like this person's energy, but then I started to understand it deeper. And it's like, I almost see the tarot reader telling you, like, you meet when you're young, and then you're gonna stay together until you're much older, because we have the crone and the sage. So you're gonna stay together until you're much older, until old age, grow old together. And I think the tarot reader would remind you that life is a journey, that this connection is not just about experiencing love, but also about experiencing transformation. And I think the reader would remind you that it's important to stay patient when it comes to both of your transformations and alignment. So essentially, what I'm seeing here is when you meet this person in the beginning, they may not be the ultimate perfect person you want. I say perfect lightheartedly. Take that with a grain of salt. But you know how we all, maybe want some type of person, and like we have something in mind of what we want. I think in some way this person doesn't necessarily exceed those expectations or meet those expectations in the beginning. The mushroom is really sticking out to me here. But what I'm seeing that, like, this person is not perfect when you meet them at first. They have some flaws. And I think as the honeymoon period falls away, you start to maybe notice those flaws. And I think the reader would tell you this. The reader would be completely honest with shadow and light traits they see in your person. And I think what the reader would tell you is, in some way, shape, or form, this person's not bad. Their energy is not bad, but you know how in some soul contracts they will be more karmic, whereas others will be more like soulmatey? I feel like this one has an essence to it that feels a little bit soulmatey and karmic at the same time. And bear with me as I try to explain this. And I wouldn't normally say this for other connections because I feel it can be sometimes controversial to say that, and even harmful to say that. But for this one specifically, I feel like the essence of the soul contract is a little bit karmic, not so karmic that it's like harmful or like something where it will just completely shatter our hearts. It's not like that. I see it more so like it has a teeny bit of karmic energy to it, but it's something both of you agreed upon before incarnating in a soul contract. And it's happened in many past lives where you two will switch roles, where one person will maybe be the bad guy, like, and the other person will kind of be the one being emotionally hurt in the beginning, and it's all lessons. And it's not nice to give messages like this, but I'm seeing it, so I have to be honest. And it's not that your person's a bad person. It's just that you two both wanted to experience these lessons and evolve and grow from it with the butterfly. Here we see a moth. Rebirth. I think the tarot reader would speak less about your person and more about the journey you're going to be on together to prepare you and to help you understand it in a way, because I feel a lot of hesitancy when I speak, as if I want to say the right words. So this is how I feel the reader would interact with you. They'd be very careful with their words, and that's what Spirit would instruct them to do. And it's almost like when they speak, they're sending you these light codes of healing and wisdom to help you prepare and help you be equipped for this journey, because it's not going to be an easy one. But I feel what the reader would tell you. So you start out meeting this person, and this person isn't exactly the best person starting out, and it's not to say that they're a bad person, but maybe it's some emotional things I'm seeing, like maybe they've been through some emotional pain and they can't trust, or maybe they're thinking of committing, but they can't really tell yet in the beginning. They can't really make a decision or choice yet. There's like some internal conflict. Or maybe for some of you, it's like their values aren't completely aligning with yours, or their beliefs or the way they're treating you in the beginning isn't exactly aligning to what you want in the beginning. And it's sort of like it disappoints you a little bit, whatever happens here, and however they're acting emotionally disappoints you, emotionally hurts your heart a little. I wouldn't say break your heart. I would say maybe leaves a paper cut on your heart. I don't feel like this is so bad, but I could be wrong. But I feel like with the Ten of Mirrors, it maybe mirrors something to you within your own pain. Spirit is clairvoyantly showing me like an example of an exorcism. You know, when they do an exorcism on a person and then they start purging and vomiting out black stuff? Like, I'm seeing it like that, but in a essence, it's not anything bad or dark, but it's more so our own pain and trauma that we're purging. Does that make sense? So it's not anything bad or dark, but just your own pain that this person is triggering or mirroring to you in order for you to release that. And once you have both released enough pain, once you have both purged enough, then in some way, shape, or form, I see you both being on this journey and transforming yourselves from that pain, learning from this pain. And I see this person kind of being a key to your healing journey and to their healing journey. It's kind of like, okay, so Spirit is using the example of mushrooms here. You know how some people will take magic mushrooms to gain some type of enlightenment, to gain healing. I'm not condoning any use of them. I'm just reading the energy. So, you know how some people will like take it, and in my personal experience, when I took it, I cried a lot. I released a lot. I purged and cried and released emotions I didn't even know I was still holding on to. Let's say this person is like magic mushrooms, that intense healing that happens quickly, like this, where you release it very quickly. And that's what I mean when I say they're the key to your healing journey, because they reveal to you everything you're holding onto that isn't necessarily supposed to be there in the long run. Anything that is making you emotionally not the most stable, if that makes sense. But then I see, as the journey proceeds and as we go along this journey, patience is one lesson that's learned here. I see you learning to have those strong boundaries and connect to that inner duality within you, where it's like you have those strong boundaries up, where you're not letting the person walk all over you, but you're also learning to have compassion for them. Because I see it's not like they're doing it out of this instinct of wanting to hurt you, but maybe out of it's maybe like your own emotional pains triggering each other and hurting each other. And it's not intentional, but it teaches both of you, and it teaches both of you lessons in order to transform. And like the diamond is created out of pressure. It's like you're both being put under intense pressure of this quick, fast-paced healing so that you can both turn into diamonds, so that you can both transform into the butterflies you are. But with the golden flower here, this is the golden flower of Kuan Yin, and she's a representation of compassion. So I see you learning compassion even for the ones that have hurt us within our lifetime, like through this connection, maybe you seeing certain things. And like I said, it's not like this person's intentionally hurting you, but they may trigger some pains in you. I'm hearing growing pains, and you may heal a lot within this connection where you learn a lot of wisdom in this connection, and you learn about the true essence of love and what love means to you, and you create your own meaning of love. And if you wish to continue the connection after, then you can. But I see after you turn into diamonds, after you go through the transformation, it gets easier along the way. It gets less disappointing, less hard, where both of you have learned enough lessons where the connection does become easier and much more loving. Not that it wasn't loving before, but it becomes more stabilized. It's like all the emotions you were experiencing before become stabilized and fall away. And now it's like we can experience this journey of love after this rebirth. I hope that makes sense. So it's like the soul contract is sort of like we can experience this. And after the journey, if we experience the love and we choose to stay in it, we can. And if we choose to take ourselves as the diamonds we are and think, okay, this isn't really in alignment with me anymore, I want something else, then we're also allowed to do that. So we get a choice at the end of the journey. But I feel here it's nothing bad, it's nothing dark. It's more so lessons, and it's not the type of karmic that is painful where it like rips your whole heart out. It's not like that. There's still loyalty here, there's still love here, the blossoming of love, opening up our hearts, but I feel we're just mirroring each other's pain and triggering each other into alignment, into healing, so that we are fully balanced within our own essence, within our own hearts, and where we've released whatever was not there and learned wisdom. So let's take a look at these cards. We have intuition. We have the Two of Cups. So like I said, the reader would tell you less about the person because Spirit is guiding them too. And I'm sorry for not telling you more about your person, but I have to honor what Spirit is showing me. We have the Six of Fire. So we see a resolution of conflict here. Patience, coming back to compassion, and coming back to love. And I see the reader telling you it's important to trust and follow your intuition. And if you intuitively feel this connection is in alignment with you, then trust that intuition, even if... So what I'm getting here is like, let's say you came to a reader and let's say you were really fed up and you were really disappointed and you felt like this person is almost, like when you have a scab and like you scratch it off, like this person's almost scratching off the scabs of your wounds. And it's like you don't know what to do anymore. And let's say you went to a reader and you said, should I leave or should I stay? I wouldn't see the reader giving you an answer like yes or no. I would see the reader more so telling you to trust your own intuition. And even if that frustrated you or made you angry or upset, I see Spirit guiding the readers to say that rather than to just give their own answer. Because it's like your intuition will always tell you if this is in alignment with you or not, and if this love is something you want to experience. But in essence, I do see you coming back to the love at the end of this journey. Well, maybe not at the end, but after you've gone through the transformation, I see it getting much easier because you've both learned the lessons. And now the soul contract is fulfilled. Now you can experience the more loving side of it, the more emotionally depth side to it, where we're really connecting to each other on that real deep emotional level and not just experiencing this hardship, but experiencing the beauty after the transformation. And I see something about the reader maybe saying, for some of you, past on loved ones brought this person to you, or ancestors. We have the Two of Fire. The reason I say so, this kind of reminds me of an urn. Something about fishes are standing out to me. So Pisces energy, 12th house energy. The 12th house is the house of the unknown. It's the house of rebirth, death, endings, awakenings, like to me. So this is exactly the energy we see here. It's like you're being catapulted right into the unknown with this person. And it's almost like you're learning a lesson to trust your own intuition. And to become comfortable with the unknown, to become comfortable with healing, because that's what the 12th house is about. And to almost like, when we go to the first house, now we get a choice. Do we want to stay within this and create a new beginning with this person, or do we want to go somewhere else? Because the 12th house is the ending, and the first house is the new cycle, the new beginning. So we have the Eight of Fire. I feel passion would come back to the connection, and it would quickly resolve whatever was preventing this connection to have this love. And it's not that the connection never had the love, but I see more harmony coming in, more passion coming in, more of this feeling of we're connected emotionally and we're vulnerable and we have love for each other and compassion for each other. So I see a repeat of messages here. I think this is where I'm going to end off. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pile number threes. If you chose this card Healing and the Fluorite Crystal, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what would a tarot reader tell you about your person. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. We're going to be using the Dreams of Gaia Tarot as well as the Astral Realms Crystal Oracle. So, specific message for someone. I heard a plane go by when we started your reading. So for some of you, something about travels coming through. They may say that your person travels, or you two may have a future where you travel together or you go on holiday together in the future. Spirit also showed me a candlelight, and the energy of like this person helping you switch your light back on when your light switches off or flickers. So we'll see what that means. Let's look at your cards. So spirit guides on my pile number threes. Spirit guides on my pile number threes. I felt a weird sensation of like someone moving my hair. So I don't know if this person likes to touch your hair or move your hair behind your ears or something. That's a specific message for someone here. Or maybe the reader would give specific messages like that, like in terms of what this person would do, even if that doesn't specifically resonate. So spirit guides of my pile number threes. What would a tarot reader tell my pile number threes about their person on their mind? What would the tarot reader tell my pile number threes about their person? So we have the scribe, we have thought, we have love, we have death and rebirth. So these major arcana are much different from the normal Rider-Waite tarot. But it's so interesting that you have 5 major arcana. Well, okay, this is not a major arcana. 4 major arcana. No, wait. Yeah, this is not. Okay, we have faith. Yeah, 5 major arcana. We have the 3 of earth. We have wisdom. I just felt a pain in my back as I pulled this card. And we have the 7 of fire. So we have 6 major arcana in your pile, which is so interesting. The father wants to pop out. That could be significant for some of you. And we have the counselor at the back of the deck. I think I understand. So Spirit is actually guiding me to get 1 card from the Astral Realms Crystal Oracle and then use 1 card from the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck. I wasn't going to use that Oracle deck, but Spirit guided me to get 1 card from there for you. So can we please have 1 card for what a tarot would tell my pile number 3s about their person? I feel this card. So we have Spirit Quartz Chiron Healing 33. Interesting that we have 2 cards about healing. And at the back of the deck, we have Desert Jasper and Resolve Vesta. I feel the throat chakra energy is healing within this pile, either you or your person. So interesting that we have 33 here and your pile is pile 3. So what would a tarot tell pile number 3 about their person? So we have luminescence. Love that. And at the back of the deck, we have loving compassion. So intuitively, I'm getting the vibe from this pile and your connection. Your connection would be told to you in a sense from the reader, where the purpose of the connection would be told to you, as well as traits about this person. So I'm seeing something about the purpose of this connection is to heal ancestral wounds, to break ancestral cycles. So I see the reader maybe telling you that your ancestors bring you two together to experience a healing type of love that allows both of you to find the wisdom within your souls. Yeah, the wisdom within your soul, but the wisdom comes through very much like in thought. So what I mean by this is having realizations, having the type of energy where you experience this healing and this rebirth and having realizations and actual physical knowledge on how to break these cycles and how to help others break these cycles. The reason I say so is because we have Chiron, the wounded healer here. So I see both of you having a similar kind of purpose, and this connection kind of feels like a soul family connection, like a soul family connection that kind of brings both of you on your purpose and catapults you into both of your purposes. So I see the purpose of this connection is with the intention to bring healing to both of you and to bring both of you into your purposes and bring both of you into understanding and healing yourselves first, and healing yourselves so that you both understand what it means to be a healer of others. Because once we are able to go through that initiation of healing ourselves, we're able to understand how to heal others. So I see the reader would tell you this is definitely a soul connection, and there is no labels on it, but it feels more soulmatey. But Spirit is advising not to put a label on it. Like, the vibe I get here, if you had to ask the reader to put a label on it, the reader would tell you no. Like, respectfully no, because Spirit guides them not to. The important thing here is the love that's experienced, not the label of the connection. Though, what I can tell you, this is a spiritual connection, a deeply spiritual connection. filled with a lot of love. It's not karmic at all. It's very loving, and it's something here where you would be told this person does have pure intentions towards you, because we see angel wings in the love card, and this card just kind of reminds me of angel wings, even though she has like fairy-like wings. I think you'd be told you and this person have past life connections back to Lemuria and Atlantis, where you two have experienced past lives there. I'm also being taken to Egypt, which is quite interesting. And you would be told that this connection it's not a walk in the park or a fairy tale, but it's not hard either. It feels very supportive to your soul and gentle, like this type of love you will experience in this connection. And I see the reader maybe more so going into the connection first and then later telling you about your person. So I see the reader more so telling you about the soul connection and how the soul connection is meant to bring a lighter kind of transformation. So pile number 1 had a similar type of vibe, but then pile number 2 had more of a harsh healing, like an intense healing. This doesn't feel like an intense healing. This feels softer and more gentle. It feels like the type of healing we experience through each other, through love and compassion. Does that make sense? So the best way I can describe this in an example is like, let's say you're crying about something that has happened to you in your past. And let's say you have been thinking about your past, or thinking about some family wounds, or thinking about some childhood things, and you're releasing, you're letting go, you're healing. And this person comes along to you and comforts you, holds you, listens to you, that type of vibe, and you're crying in their arms, and that supportive healing comes through because they're giving you compassion and they're helping you through that emotional experience, and vice versa. So I see this type of vibe here of like, you would be told by the tarot reader this is actually an amazing person for you, and that you should focus on devoting yourself to this person, but also devoting yourself to your own healing journeys individually and together, because that's going to bring the most love out of this connection. And it's not that you won't experience love if you don't heal, but it's more so the more healing and internal digging you do on yourselves, the more you get out of this connection. Does that make sense? So, and the reason I say this, the reason I'm saying all of this is because I'm seeing the reader almost would give you like a prophecy of your connection, where the reader would tell you like you two are going to have children together. And this is not something I just say to people. I'm seeing you two have children together. And if that doesn't happen, that's okay. We all have free will. We all have choice in that matter. But I do see that. And that's the reason why we are breaking ancestral wounds here. And if you already have children, then they would be helping you raise your children if you don't want more children. Yet that would still be breaking ancestral cycles, because you're showing your children what true love is, or your child, and once we heal our inner wounds, our children no longer have to go and uncover them and heal them, because we've already transformed them. Like, I'm not a doctor or someone with psychology knowledge, but if you go and research about ancestral wounds and how they get passed on to children, you'll see that the wounds we don't heal get passed on to our children and our grandchildren and our grandchildren and our grandchildren, until someone becomes the ancestral cycle breaker and the ancestral wound healer. And that's you. That's the both of you. And I see the reader would almost like prophesize that you two are breaking that together to pass down new cycles of love and compassion down to your children and down to the next cycles and generations. Even if you choose not to have children, and like if you have any siblings and they have children, it's like it's still passing down that love in some way. But I feel most of you in this pile will have children with this person. But like I said, free will still plays in. Fate and free will go hand in hand. That's just my disclaimer. There's no like forcing you if you don't want children. But with faith here, I'm also getting this connection is almost like a connection that is also brought to you by your angels and also very protected by your angels. I think the reader would tell you that this person's very loyal to you with the wolf here, and that they will continue being loyal to you, and that they will put a lot of their focus and time and energy onto you. This card almost reminds me of sacrifice here, because this man is giving his blood so that more plants grow there, and the squirrel is eating those nuts. Like, I don't know what the purpose of that is, but it kind of reminds me of sacrifice. Like, I think this person will not necessarily sacrifice a lot for you, but devote a lot of their time and energy and focus to you. And I think that's what would be told to you, and that this person definitely has a pure soul. I'm also seeing something being mentioned here where you two both have experienced past lives as angels. Angels together in those higher realms, but also angels to each other and spirit guides to each other. So this is a very deep, loving, and spiritual bond is what would be told to you. But I'm also getting the vibe here, like, even though this is a deeply spiritual bond, we can also create more of what we want to happen in this connection now and in future lifetimes with the egg here and with spirit quartz, because if I'm not mistaken, spirit quartz is man-made, but I need to first Google. Let me not spread misinformation because that could be wrong. But definitely with the egg, I get that vibe of like we can create new cycles here. We can create new things we want to come out of the connection, because eggs are that representation of fertility and something new coming out, something new emerging and being birthed, and we see a baby here. Oh, okay, so it's not man-made, it's naturally formed, but then spirit quartz is often enhanced with a vapor film deposit surface coating to give it an iridescent look. So what I take from this is we can add more to the spiritual connection that this is if we want to. Does that make sense? And I spoke about light earlier, and here we see the Hermit card basically. And he has this light, and here we see the Seven of Wands. So what I'm getting here is both of you have a huge purpose within this lifetime, and as you're able to heal those wounds within and complete that initiation of the healer's journey, I'm seeing also ties to Native American past lives. I'm just feeling that intuitively and seeing that clairvoyantly. That won't resonate with everyone, but that's something I see here. I'm getting both of you have a pretty strong purpose, and you're almost like there to be the light to each other, because whatever purposes you have, it's intertwined and interlinked and very similar, but not completely the same. For some of you, it's the same. For some of you, it's not. Like, you're using your own individual gifts and inner wisdom and choice of what it is you love and going into what you love. So it's not necessarily like, oh, you have to become this. It's more so going into what you love and making yourself a healer through that. And it can be literally anything, like making art and putting healing energy in that because you already have that healing energy, or singing, or like writing a book with a scribe. It's like you can literally do anything you love as long as you put that intention of healing within it. But I think that comes towards more of the end of the journey, where you've already gone through that inner initiation, where you've removed a lot of the inner turmoil within both of you and healed from it and released from it and given enough time to integrate and understand it. So with wisdom here, like here we see the light. I see you two almost being that light to each other. When your light flickers, it's like you're being that light to each other and re-inspiring each other, sparking up each other's flame in some way, shape, or form. This has gone very deep, much more than I thought it would. Okay, about your person. The reader would tell you your person's very loving. They have good intentions towards you. They'd bring you a beautiful transformation. Spirit is showing me the princess and the frog as I look at the frog here. And what I remember from it, they both turned into frogs, but then they went on a little bit of journey. Then they both turned into humans after. So the message of transformation keeps coming up, and passed on loved ones here with the dragonflies and ancestors and angels. They would definitely tell you this person's loyal, that you're going to take it slow towards each other and really build a connection together. And I think in this connection, there is a lot of love, but you're also going to learn how to work together as a couple and not against each other. And what the reader would tell you is that this is someone almost like a 5-course meal. Like I'm literally seeing a 5-course expensive meal, and the universe has given this to you as a blessing. Like this person is a blessing. Like that's what I'm getting. And I wouldn't just say that, but I'm seeing that. I'm getting the vibe like they tell you this person has a lot of healing energy and a lot of light that's going to be given to you, that this person's going to inspire you a lot, that this person is someone very inspiring and is someone very wise, and that they are an old soul. I think they would tell you that this person is very similar to you in some way. Even if you have some differences, there are a lot of similarities on a soul essence of who you really are down to the heart. The reader would tell you this is a very loving person, and this person is someone that's going to commit to you and choose you even when the emotions aren't necessarily and the honeymoon period is over. This person's still going to choose you and devote themselves to you. The reader would tell you that this person is very colorful, like they're a very colorful person, and that they're going to bring a lot of light into your life. They tell you that this person is someone that's a deep thinker, and that they're someone with an incredible mind, very logical, very wise, very this person gives me King of Swords, Queen of Swords energy. Like they're very much like that type of person with a great mind, and they can achieve a lot through their mind. What they would tell you is this person would be very supportive to you. They would help you expand and grow, and they are someone that is going to expand and grow within this lifetime. That's something along the lines of faith, spirituality, or religion. Take it as it resonates. They would tell you that this person is very compassionate and loyal and empathetic, and that they would always be there for you no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're experiencing. Like this person is that type of empathetic person that's always going to be there for you. They would tell you that this person's someone that's going to fight for the connection and fight for what they want in life. Very determined in that sense. So let's pull some more cards. Spirit is guiding me to use this tarot deck for some reason. Like maybe it's the flames here. So this is the Light Seers Tarot. Your pile is like guiding me to use different decks. I didn't do this for the other piles. For pile 2, they guided me to use another tarot deck, but like just for 2 cards. But let's get some more about your pile. Anything else that's important that's about their person? We spoke a lot about their connection, but more about their person. We have the Ace of Wands, yeah. We have the Four of Swords in the reverse. This animal has showed up twice. What is this? What bird is that? I just want to see on Google quickly. I think it's a crane if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Let me know down in the comments. There could be a spiritual meaning to this. So definitely go check that up. because I mean, it's showing up twice within the reading. I'll pin the comment if someone knows. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Eight of Swords. Six of Cups. So what the reader would tell you is that this person hasn't had an easy upbringing. With the Four of Swords in reverse, they haven't necessarily been given that sense of safety or that sense of security in their upbringing, either emotionally or physically or financially, or just in terms of that family. Like, they didn't necessarily have that growing up, or they didn't necessarily have the most loving family, or they didn't necessarily have that physical or financial stability growing up, either one of those or all of those. And there was some kind of stuckness this person experienced growing up because of that in their past, that they are currently going to heal from in your connection. And I see the reader going into detail on how this may influence them, not in a way where this reader is trying to divulge information, like personal information about your person, but more so in a way that helps you understand them and understand how to support them and be there for them. I see the reader telling you that this is a very passionate person, like very fiery energies are coming through. Even if this person is not a fire sign, they're just a very passionate person. They have a lot of fire or flame within them. I also see some earth energy here if this person's not a fire sign, but doesn't have to be. And maybe some air energy too. But this person is really like, you're the light at the end of the tunnel to this person with the star, and they're the light at the end of the tunnel for you. And with the Page of Wands, you know, they maybe have a lot to learn in terms of their own passions and their own growth. Maybe they're not fully there yet. But if you're both patient with the Hangman, you could find that a lot of you could achieve great and beautiful things together. It's like your purposes go hand in hand in some way. And you two would certainly influence each other in some way and inspire each other in some way. I think this person would be, like, you'd be told that this person is someone very patient with the Hangman, very patient, like, even when you don't fully understand or get something, or like let's say you make certain mistakes, I see this person being patient. I don't see this person holding grudges. I see this person having a very beautiful light. I'm hearing the song I'm an Orange Moon by Erica Badu. Anything else about this person as we end off? Any last information? So we have the Magician. Yeah, this energy of creating more. They could tell you this person's creative, or you're going to create a lot together in terms of your passions and what you want to do within this lifetime together and influence each other. We have the Queen of Swords. What did I say earlier? This person is definitely a thinker. They're definitely someone very much like in their mind space, having that logical energy. And there may also be a very talkative person. They may also be that type of person that knows how to make others feel comfortable with their communication. And that mental energy is very, like, they're very intelligent. We have the Wheel of Fortune, so something about this feels faded in some way. And we have the Tower, but the Tower brings healing with the butterflies and transformation. It brings a rebirth, the Empress, allowing us to create something new. And children. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, so new beginnings. This person will also bring a lot of stability into your life after pain, after chaos. Bring a sense of safety, and so will you to them. So this is what I have for you, Pile 3. I really hope this reading resonated. Sorry for speaking more about the connection, but that's what Spirit was bringing to me more than the actual person. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye!